Good morning, people, or kung anong oras po man pinapanood ng video na to. So, I'm very excited for this part of the series, Introduction to Phonetics. So, without further ado, let's start. Alright, so phonetics is the branch of linguistics that studies the physical sounds of human speech. I want to put emphasis on human speech. So, syempre, hindi natin pag-aaralan yung tunog ng aso, yung tunog ng baboy. And I'm sure nung bata ka pa or maybe hanggang ngayon, you may have these philosophical questions as to meron bang lingwahe ang mga hayop? Maybe naisip mo na yan. But the thing is, animals do not have a language, but they do have communication. We're gonna discuss that in the future, okay? But in the meantime, what I want you to understand is that phonetics is the branch of linguistics that studies the physical sounds of human speech. So, yung pagsasalita ng tao, including how sounds are produced by the vocal organs. Okay? So, ano ba yung mga vocal organs natin? We have the tongue, the lips, and the vocal cords. How they are transmitted through the air and how they are perceived by the ear and brain. It focuses on the actual pronunciation of sounds. Ang tawag natin sa mga sounds na to, once it's already delivered, okay, ang tawag natin sa mga sounds na yun ay phones. So what do I mean by deliver or yung linguistic na vocabulary na gagamitin natin is utterance. So U, T, P, E, kaya ang pangit ng I still haven't I still haven't bought a decent mouse, okay? Basta ang spelling yan is Utter, utter. So, in linguistics, we'd rather use the vocabulary or the term utterance. So basically, it focuses on the actual pronunciation of sounds. The moment na lumabas na sa bunganga natin yung voice and mamaya i-discuss ko yung difference ng voice and ng speech. Basically, pag lumabas na sa bunganga natin yung speech, okay, tawagan natin dito ay phones. We're gonna discuss that later on. So, it focuses on the actual pronunciation of sounds rather than their meaning. Kasi pag pinag-usapan na natin yung meaning, this is gonna fall under the jurisdiction. It's gonna fall under the categories of semantics and pragmatics, not necessarily with phonetics. We're gonna discuss more about that. But I want you to understand that phonetics is divided into three branches. We have mainly articulatory phonetics, acoustic phonetics, and auditory phonetics. So, punta muna tayo sa acoustic phonetics. Simulan natin dito. Acoustic phonetics is, from the word acoustic, may kinalaman to sa physics, right? Dito natin inaaral kung paano nag-transmit yung sound sa air. Basically, pag na-deliver na yung sound galing sa ating bunganga, di ba? Let's go back to physics. Sounds are considered as waves. Tama? They're considered as waves. So, naturally, in acoustic phonetics, inaaral dito kung paano makikita yung frequency, yung physical na representation ng sound pag lumabas na to sa bunganga natin. Okay? Kahit gaano pa kahinayan. If you're whispering, like for example, what's the difference of the letter, let's say, the G sound, yung ga sound, ga. What's the difference pag sinigaw ko yan, ga, and winisper ko, ga, ga. What's the difference naman pag nilagyan ko ng hangin, like, ga, ga. Okay, yan yung mga bagay na pinag-uusapan sa acoustic phonetics. The physical analysis of speech as vibrations of air. Whereas we have naman perceptual phonetics, this is also known as auditory phonetics. We analyze how speech is perceived. So what we mean by that is may kinalaman na to sa psychology in a way. Because what you're hearing may be different from what I'm hearing in terms sa perspective ng language. 'Di ba? So, baka magkaiba tayo ng perception kung paano natin naririnig yung sound. These are the things na pinag-uusapan natin in perceptual, or auditory phonetics. However, as English majors, our main priority would be articulatory phonetics. So, in articulatory phonetics, from the word articulatory, articulation, analysis how words are produced in the speech organ. Okay? So, pag-uusapan na natin dito sa articulatory phonetics is kung paano na-produce yung mismong speech. In order for us to understand what is speech, we have to understand muna what is the voice. So, the voice refers to the sound produced by the vibration of the vocal cords in the larynx. Okay, larynx. So, ano yung larynx? So, larynx, yan po yung ating voice box. So, lagay mo yung kamay mo ngayon sa leeg mo, bandang sa Adam's apple mo. That's most likely going to be your larynx. Okay? Sa mga babae dyan, mga lalaki dyan, hawakan nyo lang yung throat nyo. Yan yung larynx natin. Now, simplihan na lang natin yung definition. Sabi dito, the voice refers to the sounds produced by the vibration of the vocal cords, which is true. Yung vocal cords mo, papakita ko mamaya kung ano yung vocal cords, nagva-vibrate yan. Pero ganito na lang, simplihan na lang natin. Lahat ng tunog na napoproduce ng bunganga mo, mga ganyan. Yan. Lahat ng sound na napoproduce mo, that is considered as the human voice. Now, your raw sound or tone, including pitch, loudness, and quality, voice na yan, regardless kung ano man yung ginagawa mong tunog, basta nanggagaling sa lalamunan mo, that is the voice. Ano naman yung speech? Speech. So, di ba sabi ko kanina, yung voice, blah, sounds yan, kahit anong sounds yan na lumalabas sa bunganga mo. Ang speech naman is the organized use of the voice. So, ito na, organized. What do we mean by organized? To form meaningful words and sentences. Again, I'll repeat. Speech is the organized use of that voice to form meaningful words and sentences, involving the coordinated action of the tongue, lips, palate, and other articulators. In short, voice is the sound source, whereas speech is the structured system that shapes the sound into language. So, para mas maintindihan natin, look at this baby. Cute, diba? Look at this baby. This baby, let's assume na hindi pa siya marunong sa isang lingwahe. Hindi pa siya marunong mag-English, hindi pa siya marunong mag-Filipino, French, or whatsoever. So naturally, pag gutom yan, di ba, or umalis yung nanay, iiyak yan. Di ba, gaganon-ganon yan. Lahat ng sound na napoproduce ng batang to, voice yun. But of course, we don't understand semantically or linguistically kung ano yung sinasabi ng batang to. We can assume. We can assume based sa behavior niya, pero more on psychology to, we can assume na gutom siguro to, umalis yung nanay, kaya naiiyak. Psychologically speaking, we know na kaya umiyak yung bata kasi nga, yun yung parang nagiging perspective natin. We know that because that's psychologically based. Pero in terms of language, we have no idea kung ano yung sinasabi ng batang to, bakit umiiyak, bakit nito. Hindi natin na-perceive yun kasi nga hindi gumagamit ng language yung bata. Pero gumagamit siya ng human voice. Now, the moment na matuto yung batang to na gamitin yung dila niya, na pag nilagay niya yung dila niya sa likod ng ngipin niya sa bandang matigas na part ng gums at na-pronounce niya yung T sound at yung D sound, try mo, lagay mo yung dila mo ngayon sa likod ng upper teeth mo sa may bandang matigas na gums. Okay? Mapopronounce mo yung T and D sound. Itong letter T and yung letter D na sound, both of them are voices. Pero, na-pronounce natin to is specifically by placing our tongue behind the upper teeth. Tama? We call that speech. Once again, balik tayo sa definition of speech. Speech is the organized. So, hindi na siya random. Okay? Kasi yung voice, sabi ko kanina, yan, random na paggamit mo to ng human voice. Pag sinabi nating speech, organisado na siya. So how can we organize that? We organize that by coordinating the actions of our tongue, lips, our soft and hard palate, and other articulators para makabuo tayo ng meaningful words and sentences. Okay? So yan ang speech. And generally, ang speech natin, we have two. It can either be a consonant or a vowel. And if you combine consonant and vowels together, you would form meaningful words. And if you combine meaningful words, you would have meaningful phrases. And if you combine meaningful phrases, you will have meaningful clauses. And these clauses will form different sentences. O tsaka na natin pag-usapan yun sa syntax. For now, let's discuss what are articulators. So we have to understand our vocabulary muna before we discuss things. Articulators are the parts of your vocal tract used to produce speech sound. So ano ba to? Diba? Ito yung mga tongue, ito yung mga lips. I want you to think of organs sa ating bunganga na makakaapekto sa voice natin in order to produce speech. So they move or interact with each other to shape the airflow. Ganyan naman kasi, ang pagsasalita kasi class, ang pagsasalita may kinalaman yan sa hangin. Di ba? O try mo magsalita habang humihinga. Di ba it's impossible? Because pag nagsasalita tayo, using English in particular, we are exhaling. Ine-exhale natin yung hangin. We're not inhaling. Sige nga, try mo nga magsalita habang nag inhale humihinga. Di ba hindi? Pero there are languages na, may mga languages na pa-inhale yung paggamit nila ng language. I may be wrong, but as far as I know, it's evident in African languages. Okay, they have what we call yung plicatives, yung mga ganun kasi I'm not being hindi sa nagiging racist ako ngayon or baka may iniisip kayong kakaiba diyan. Pero ganun nga, ganun magpangalan yung mga Africans. Let's say, yung pangalan ng isang African na, I'm not saying buong Africa because Africa is a continent. Yung certain parts of Africa, yung mga tao doon, ganito silang magpangalan. My name is Ububwe Osas. Ganun sila magpangalan. So gumagamit sila ng sound na okay, and gumagamit sila ng pang-inhale. Basta, ang pag-use nila ng language is pa-inhale. Whereas in English, Filipino, Japanese, itong mga common na languages, ang paggamit natin ng language ay pa-exhale. Pa-exhale. How do we know this? O, sige nga, pag nagsasalita ka ba? Pag nagsasalita ka ba, nasasabay mo ba yung paghinga mo? Obviously, hindi. Okay? So therefore, articulators are used because when we move or interact with each other, they shape the airflow. Okay? Then, try nyo magsalita ngayon ng bagalan nyo lang and try to feel kung ano yung nangyayari sa dila mo and then sa ngipin mo and sa labi mo. Try to observe kung paano nagfa-function yung tatlong yan sabay-sabay habang nagsasalita ka. But actually, hindi siya sabay-sabay nangyayari. It happens in a coordinated manner na very separate per sound. Per sound. It just so happens na nakasanayan na natin na pagsabay-sabayin to kasi fluent na tayo sa language. Pero kung babagalan lang natin siya per sound, you would notice that our tongue and our lips and our teeth, they are doing their individual roles very precisely. So it allows us to form different consonants and vowels. Sorry, maingay. Now in phonetics, articulators are structures that actively move or make contact to shape speech sounds. Now let's discuss about consonants. So I want you to be familiar with this image. By the way, shout out kung saan ko nakuha tong image na to. I like this image. It's gonna be very useful. So this is basically the human mouth and the human throat. So ito makita mo dito yung dalawang labi natin, and then we have the teeth, the upper and the lower teeth. We have the oral cavity which composes the tongue and the palate and the velum. So the palate is the hard palate and then the velum is the soft palate. And then we have the uvula. So pag-usapan natin to. So on. What I want you to understand is itong part na to. Okay, this one. So sabi ko nga 'di ba, malapit siya sa Adam's apple, baba mo lang ng onte. We have what we call, okay, this is the larynx. This entire part is the larynx. Okay? So this is the voice box. Kaya nga no, alagaan nyo ng mabuti yung voice box nyo sa mga nagyoyosi dyan or sa mga nagiinom. Yung mga gumagawa ng mga unhealthy habits. Ako rin naman, no? Gumagano ako from time to time. But the moment kasi na ma-damage mo yung iyong vocal, uh, ang iyong vocal folds, particularly the larynx, yung mga lugar na to, mahirap nang bawiin yung human voice. It would never be the same. Unless, of course, magpapa-treatment ka, but you know, it's still different from the natural, raw, and healthy na human throat. So, this is the larynx. Now, taas-taas pa ng onte, we would have what we call the pharynx. So, alam niyo na ngayon yung difference ng larynx and pharynx. Na wag na tayo masyado magpaka-meds. Gusto ko lang makita nyo yung difference ng layo nila. Ito yung larynx, tapos ito naman yung pharynx. Makita mo yan sa bandang likod ng iyong oral cavity. Alright? And then we have the nasal cavity. So, ilong natin yan. Let's proceed. This is what we call the chart. So, this is the phonetic chart. This is gonna be our tool kung paano natin maiintindihan yung consonants. Consonants muna tayo mamaya na tayo sa vowels. So, in order for us to understand this table, kung paano natin gagamitin to, let us define muna what do we mean by place of articulation and manner of articulation. So, place of articulation refers to where in the vocal tract the constriction occurs. So, ano ba ibig sabihin ng constriction? When we say constriction, parang may nangyayaring constriction. Paano ba matatagalog yung word na constriction? Constriction, basically, it constricts, may pinagbabawal, something like that. Mamaya, I'm gonna describe more. So, where in the vocal tract the constriction occurs, that is, pag sinabi mo naman nating manner of articulation, how the airflow is modified or obstructed. So, baguhin natin yung term, no? Kasi may mga nakikita akong exams na instead of manner, it is characteristics of articulation. So, I guess that will do as well. Ang tatandaan nyo lang pag sinabi natin place of articulation, Tagalogin na natin, kung saan nangyayari para ma-produce yung sound. Once again, saan nangyayari para ma-produce yung specific na speech sound, which is a consonant. Pag sinabi naman nating manner of articulation, yung characteristics ng sound na to. So what do we mean by that? Pakita ko lang sa inyo yung vowels natin. Of course, we're gonna use the American vowels kasi nga our standard of English here in the Philippines as Filipino English majors is American. So, tsaka na natin pag-usapan yan sa ibang video. Ang main focus natin ngayon ay consonants. But let's discuss vowels muna para may idea kayo. Vowels are speech sounds produced without any significant obstruction. Without any significant obstruction of airflow in the vocal tract. Now, okay, saan ko ba nakuha tong definition na to? Tandaan nyo class lahat ng mga nakita nyo sa PowerPoint, some of them are my definitions but some of them nakuha ko through sources. Dahil hindi ko na source to. But as far as I remember, my source to. So, vowels are speech sounds produced without any significant obstruction. So, wag natin gamitin yung without, no? To some extent, meron siyang obstruction pero hindi sobra-sobra compared sa consonants. So vowels are speech sounds produced without, okay, vowels are speech sounds produced with some or very little obstruction of airflow in the vocal tracts. Ganun na lang. The air flows freely through the mouth and the sound is shaped mainly by the position of the tongue, okay, and the shape of the lips. Shape of the lips. Because of this open configuration, Vowels are typically voiced. So pag-usapan din natin yung voiced mamaya. In the meantime, what I want you to understand is this test. Buksan mo ngayon yung bunganga mo. Open your mouth. Okay. Now, nakabukas na yung bunganga mo, I want you to produce or utter these sounds. E, I, O, U. Now, by uttering these sounds, you would notice that in these five sounds, hindi mo naman ginamit yung teeth mo. I, O, U. Ginamit mo ba yung teeth mo? Di ba hindi? Ang ginamit mo dito mainly are your tongue and your lips. Lips. Let's observe. Simulan mo sa A. 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 By pronouncing the A sound, nakabuka entirely yung bunganga mo. A. E. E. In E naman, mapapansin mo yung lips mo biglang nag-middle. A. E. I. 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 Now, I want you to observe your tongue as well. A, E, I. So, yung tongue mo gumagalaw, di ba? Pag O, U, yung labi mo, parang magkikis ka na, parang may halikan ka ng tao, di ba? Rounded tawag natin dyan. So, well, yan yung mga dinidiscuss sa vowels. Whereas consonants are speech sounds produced with some degree of obstruction or constriction in the vocal tract. So, compared sa vowels, 'di ba nga yung vowels free siya, free. Ang consonant naman ay hindi siya free kasi meron siyang obstruction or pagpipigil or may humaharang. O yun. The obstruction can occur at different places. So ito nga yung sasabi nating place of articulation. So pwede mangyari sa labi, pwede mangyari sa teeth, pwede mangyari sa alveolar ridge, pwede mangyari sa velum. In different ways or characteristics rather. So ito yung manner of articulation. Consonants may be voiced or voiceless depending on whether, ayan, pag-usapan natin to, depending on whether the vocal cords vibrate. So, ayan o, I want you to take a look at this GIF. Okay? So, magsisimula ang ating airflow dito. Okay? Well, actually, na-inhale na natin yan mula sa lungs natin. Now, we're just exhaling it. This is what we call the vocal cords. Sorry, ang ingay ng aso dito. I don't know kung naririnig niyo. This is what we call the vocal cords. As you can see, open and nagko-close siya. Open, close, open, close, open, close. Now, if our vocal cords are closed, okay, hindi tayo nakaka-receive ng hangin pag ganun. But, kada bumubukas na ng bumubukas, nagre-release yan ng vibration. So, sabi nga, di ba natin kanina, the voice is the vibrations of the vocal folds. Now, magta-travel yung sound na yan dito, dito, papalabas. And bago lumabas yan, nga, kung voice lang ginagamit mo, lalabas lang siya ng random. Pero pag ginamit mo yung dila mo, dinikit mo dito sa teeth, or yung dalawang teeth mo, sinarado mo ng onte, ganyan, or yung dalawang labi mo, it forms a coordinated action. Ang lalabas na dito is yung particular na speech. Obviously, our nasal cavity is affected. Kasi kung may damage yung iyong nasal cavity, magiging gato yung tunog ng boses mo, di ba? Di ba? So, sorry, I'm suffering from sinusitis right now kasi sobrang init and then mamayang gabi sobrang lamig. So, sinisipon ako kasi umaga pa lang. Alright. So, insofar as phonetics is concerned, ito na nga yung articulatory phonetics. Okay? Once again, kung paano natin na-perceive yung sound sa ating way of delivering it, it's different kung paano to na-perceive ng ibang tao. Kaya yung way of speaking mo, it's different sa kung paano naririnig ng ibang tao. So if you want to hear the purity or your raw voice and kung paano ka mag-deliver ng speech, the best way to do that is to record yourself. However, may ginagawa yung mga singers. Ang ginagawa ng mga singers is nilalagay nila yung daliri nila dito. Dito. Tinatakpan nila yung part na to. And then, tulad na ginagawa ni Mariah Carey, try mo gawin yun and maririnig mo yung, to some degree, yung tunay mong boses. Now let's go back to the vocal cords, also known as the vocal folds. So when the vocal cords are close together, sabi ko nga, air from the lungs causes them to vibrate. So pag sarado nga yung cords mo, okay, nagva-vibrate yung sounds. And because nagva-vibrate yung sounds, we produce what we call voiced sounds. So what do we mean by voiced sounds? Ilagay mo ngayon yung kamay mo sa lalamunan mo. Okay, ilagay mo. And habang nagsasalita ka, you would notice, 'di ba? Nagva-vibrate yung throat mo. It's vibrating, right? Malakas yung vibration. Now, when the vocal cords are open, pag nakabukas naman daw, spread apart, yung air dumadaan without vibration. Tinan mo. Tinan mo look. Look at this GIF. 'Di ba? Pag nakasarado siya, nagva-vibrate. Pag nakabukas naman, tuloy-tuloy yung daloy ng hangin. And because of that, there is no vibration. Ang tawag natin doon, voiceless sound. So, let's have a distinction. Ano ba yung mga sounds na voiceless? Ano naman yung mga sounds na voiced? So, a sound is voiced when the vocal cords or the vocal folds vibrate as air passes through them. You can feel the vibration if you place your fingers on your throat. Pero sakalin mo na lang sarili mo, mas better para mas dama mo. So, choke yourself. Total, yun naman yung gusto mo, di ba? So, choke yourself. And I want you to pronounce the B, D, G, V, Z sound. By the way, bakit Z, no? So, in the Philippines, the letter Z is also pronounced as letter Z. Di ba? Mas commonly pronounced siya as Z. Z for zebra, Z. But in European nations or Western nations, they prefer Z. Z ang basa dito. Okay? Fun fact, Z. Alright, so we have B, D, G, V, Z. Ilagay mo yung kamay mo ngayon sa larynx mo and you would observe that it is vibrating. Whereas, a sound is voiceless when the vocal cords do not vibrate. I want you to pronounce the pa, ta, pa, ta, pa. Sir, bakit ganun may vibration pa rin? Kaya siya nagva-vibration kasi pinopronounce mo yung vowel. 'Di ba? Napopronounce mo yung vowel. I-pronounce mo lang yung mismong letter P. Hindi siya P P. Kasi pag sinabi mong P, parang may letter I na rin yun. Parang P, parang A, E, I. Parang may I na rin. So, I want you just to pronounce the... So, paano mo mapapronounce yung... Pagdikitin mo na yung dalawang labi mo, tapos magbuga ka ng hangin. Mapapansin mo, wala talagang vibration. So, yun nga yung voiceless. Okay? So, once again, pag nakasarado ang iyong vocal folds, pilit na lalabas dyan yung hangin. And because pilit na lalabas yun, and dahil soft lang naman yung mga tissues ng vocal folds natin, lalabas siya by force, causing it to vibrate. And we call those voiced sounds. Whereas pag nakabukas naman yung iyong vocal folds, naturally the air will flow outside with ease and therefore it makes it free. Magiging voiceless. Naalala nyo sabi ko kanina, ang vowels, I, O, U, lahat ng vowels natin ay voiced. Okay, voiced lahat. Pag consonant naman, it can either be voiced or voiceless. Depende kung paano mo ipopronounce to. Balik tayo ulit sa picture na to. And dito. Naintindihan nyo na ngayon kung ano yung difference ng consonant and ng vowels. But ang main chart natin ngayon is consonants. May ibang chart nga kasi yung vowel, which is this one, di ba? Ito yung main chart ng vowel. Tsaka natin i-discuss yan. For now, consonants tayo. And alam mo na rin, pag sinabi natin place of articulation, this is kung saan nangyayari yung articulation to produce the consonant. And manner of articulation naman is ano yung characteristics niya. So, simulan muna natin sa manner of articulation na plosive. So, plosive, also known as stop consonants. is a type of consonant sound produced by a complete closure of airflow in the vocal tract, followed by a sudden release. So, complete na sarado yung airflow, and then biglang release. The release creates a small explosion. Yan, kaya nga siya plosive, explosion. Hence the term plosive. So, ano yung mga sounds na ganun? So, we have the P sound, we have the B sound, we have the T sound, we have the D, K, and we have the G sound. Bakit ganito, class? Observe mo yung pronunciation ng mga sound na to. Di ba may complete closure of airflow? What do we mean by that? O, try mong i-pronounce yung P. Di ba mapapasarado mo muna yung bunganga mo? After mong isarado yung bunganga mo, kailangan yung susunod niyan is biglang release P. P. Kumbaga may explosion na susunod. O punta tayo sa letter T. Yung T naman, although hindi nakasarado yung dalawang labi mo together, nakahinto pa rin. Hindi mo mapropronounce yung T and yung D sound without the sudden release. Di ba nakahinto ka lang? Tignan mo, lagay mo ngayon yung dila mo ngayon sa likod ng teeth mo, sa may gums. It would not be produced kung hindi mo i-release T. T. That is what we call plosive. So, punta tayo dito sa chart. Ito yung manner of articulation, di ba? Manner of articulation. So, dito tayo muna. So, ang other term nga natin sa manner of articulation is, ang other term natin sa plosive is stop. Stop or yan. Now, in terms naman sa voicing, ito yung chart natin, it can either be voiceless or voiced. So, punta naman tayo sa place of articulation. When we say place of articulation, saan nangyayari or paano? So, labial. Punta muna tayo sa labial. When we say labial, Latin to, labi. So, alam niyo na kung saan galing yung Tagalog word na labi. It came from Latin, labi. So, there are two kinds of labials. We have bilabial. Pag sinabi natin bilabial, from the word bi, di ba, dalawa, and labial, labi. So, when we say bilabial, dalawang labi yung gagamitin mo dito. So, in the place of articulation, this is labial. In the manner of articulation, this is a stop. So, plosive labial, bilabial. Plosive bilabial. So, ano yung mga sounds na plosive bilabial or bilabial plosive? We have P and we have, sorry, ang ingay ng jeep. So, we have P and B sounds. The P and B sounds are both characterized in the manner of articulation whereby you place your two lips together. Magkadikit yung dalawang labi mo and then, yun nga, sabi ko nga, manner of articulation, may sudden release. Ba. But what makes them different from each other is that the P sound is voiceless whereas the voice sound is voiced. Whereas the B sound is voiced. Well, let me repeat. What makes the P sound and the B sound different from each other is the P sound is voiceless whereas the B sound is voiced. Now, let's proceed pa dito. Let's proceed. So, our manner of articulation is still plosive. Okay? Now, what would make them different is the coronal. Pag sabi natin coronal, may kinalaman naman to sa iyong mouth, mouth. So, alveolar, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina pa, ilagay mo yung dila mo, okay, ito yung alveolar, di ba? Ilagay mo yung dila mo sa upper teeth mo, banda dito, and then taas mo ng onte. This gum, tong gum na to, we call this the alveolar ridge. Yung parang bump as you pronounce the T and the D sound, yung bump ng gums na yan. So, if you place that there, you would pronounce the T, T, and the D sound. So if you pronounce those sounds, mapapansin mo that the T sound is actually voiceless whereas the D sound is voiced. Let's keep proceeding. So nasa dorsal na tayo. When we say dorsal, likod yan. So nasa likod na yan ng ating bunganga. So we have the velar. So the velar, ito yung nasa soft palate natin. So if you pronounce the sound, so ano yung soft palate? Look at this. So, burayin lang natin tong para mas madali tignan. So when we say the soft palate, or velar, ilagay mo yung tongue mo dito sa alveolar ridge and iurong mo pa dito, iback mo pa dito. Mapapansin mo titigas yung gums, di ba? We call this the hard palate. Now, kung kaya mo pang ibalik yung tongue mo, dire-diretso dito. Yung tip of the tongue, I'm referring to the tip of the tongue para maramdaman mo. Or use your fingers, rather. Use your fingers. Lagay mo yung finger mo sa ngipin mo. Back mo ng onte, you would feel the alveolar ridge. Once again, the alveolar ridge is the bump, yung gums ng bump. Keep going backward and you would observe na titigas yung palate mo. We call this the hard palate. Keep going backward and you will observe the velum. This is the soft palate. Biglang lalambot, di ba? So, this is kung saan mo maproduce yung k and yung g sound. The k, g sound. Alright, so I hope you understand. Yan po ang ating stop or ang ating plosives. And as you can see, ang bawat manner of articulation natin, whether it is affricative, nasal, lateral, rhotic, or glide, it it can be observed being produced in different places or different regions of our articulatory system. Ang tawag nga natin doon is place of articulation. Now, let's discuss what is affricative. So, this is my favorite, no? A fricative is a type of consonant sound produced by forcing air through a narrow constriction in the vocal tract, creating audible friction or turbulence. So, ito nga sinasabi ko kanina. Pag sinabi natin fricative, meron tayong constriction, maliit lang. Pinipilit kasi nating lumabas yung air sa maliit na daanan. Because of this, nagkakaroon ng tunog na friction. So I want you to produce the F sound. F. F. Mapapansin mo, di ba? V sound. Mapapansin mo, pinipilit natin yung air lumabas sa maliit na daanan ng bunganga natin. And because of that, may lumalabas na friction na tunog. So let's have a look at the image once again. So nandito na tayo sa fricative. So once again, it can either be voiceless or voiced. So punta tayo sa labiodental. So when we say labiodental, use your logic, labi plus dental, which is yung ngipin. So we're gonna combine the lips and the teeth. So if you pronounce the F and the V sound, anong teeth yung dumidikit sa labi? Sorry. Tama. Anong teeth yung dumidikit sa labi? F, F. Mapapansin mo, it's your upper teeth connecting with the lower lips. F, V. If you pronounce those sounds, mapapansin mo, ilagay mo muna yung bunganga mo to the position. Pero bago mo i-utter yung sound, F, V, compared to the plosive, hindi mo kailangan ng release. Compared to the plosive, hindi mo kailangan ng release. You can pronounce this without releasing it because naka-release na siya automatically. It just so happens na pinipilit natin yung air dumaan sa maliit na daanan, kaya nagkakaroon ng friction na sound. F, V, di ba? Now, the F is voiceless and the V is voiced. Punta naman tayo dito sa dental. So, dental, ngipin. So, itong mga sounds na to, okay, kasi hindi pa kayo masyado familiar dito sa ano na to eh. Because may kita nyo to sa International Phonetic Alphabets. May kita nyo to sa usapang phonology. Sa phonology na to. Pero itong sound na to, ito yung may kita mo sa TH sound. This is known as the TH sounds. Ang TH sounds, ito yung makita mo sa thank you, this, di ba? Yung this and thank you, may TH yun. So, yung isa doon is voiced, yung isa naman doon ay voiceless. So, it can be pronounced by using the teeth. Thank you, this. And then we have the alveolar. So once again, hindi lang exclusive ang letter T and ang D sounds sa alveolar. We also have the S and the Z sound. Post-alveolar. So when we say naman post-alveolar, this is hindi naman siya sobrang layo sa alveolar. Nasa bandang likod lang pero bago mag-hard palate. Okay? So we have the sh sound. So once again, nakakalito to kasi hindi ko pa napapakita sa inyo yung phonology. Huwag kayong mag-alala. Our next video, next video, once we're done with the vowels, is going to be about phonology. It's gonna make sense later on. And then we have the glottal. Glottal naman, ito yung sa ating epiglottis. So mapapansin mo yung the H sound, voiceless talaga siya, class, no? Kasi more on air talaga yung H sound. In fact, in some languages, ini-ignore na nga yung H sound eh. For formalities na lang nilalagay yung H. For example, in French, in the French language, sa sobrang irrelevant ng H sound, hindi na siya pinopronounce. For example, instead of pronouncing hospital, although pag nakasulat yung word na hospital, nakaspell talaga siya as hospital, may H. In terms of French grammar, ang pronunciation nila dun is O lang, hospital. Hindi nakasama yung H. Now, let's discuss naman affricate. An affricate is a consonant sound that begins as a plosive, complete closure of airflow, and then immediately releases into a fricative. So, ayun nga, ang plosive natin nakasarado, and then fricative naman yung pagkakalabas niya. So, yun ang difference, di ba? Ang plosive, sarado, and then sudden release. Ang fricative naman is pinipilit nating lumabas yung air through a narrow constriction. Therefore, nagkakaroon ng vibration na friction. Ang affricate naman is sarado talaga, complete closure. Pero imbis na sudden release, ang release natin is through affricative. So, one single sound yan hindi yan dalawang separate sound. Now, I want you to produce the combination siya, no, look. Combination siya ng alveolar and ng post-alveolar na sounds. Combination siya ng alveolar and post-alveolar na sounds, right? So we have the TF and the T3. T3 muna. May proper term niyan. Okay? Tsaka natin di-discuss, huwag muna kayo malito. So we have the D3 and we have the TF para mas madaling intindihin. So, di ba nagsimula muna sa plosive and then fricative. So, what do we mean by that? So, I want you to pronounce the J sound. As in, judge. Di ba? Magsisimula ka sa plosive kasi hindi naman mapropronounce yung J sound kung hindi ka mag-close. Tapos, i-release mo through a friction. Judge. Same dito sa, church. Hindi siya mapapronounce kung hindi nakahinto yung bunganga mo. And then, yung pag-release mo is going to be through friction. Church. Okay? So, that's what we mean by the affricate. So, once again, let's have a quick review. When we say stop, this is the complete closure of airflow and then sudden release. And then we have fricative. This is where the air is forced to go to a narrow constriction which produces friction sounds. And affricate naman is combination of stop and fricative. Dalawa lang naman yan. Alright? So now we have labial. So labial, which has something to do with the lips, coronal with the teeth and the mouth rather, and then the dorsal, which is at the back of the mouth. Now we have nasal. So nasal. A nasal is produced when airflow is blocked in the air, but allowed to pass through the nose. So ang nasal, kadalasan ginagamit to sa mga languages na, well, ang alam ko lang is French language. They use the nasal sounds in particular. But in English, we have three sounds that utilizes the nasal sound. We have the M, we have the N, and we have the Enye. So Enye. Okay, we have man. Okay, I want you to produce them. Okay, this happens because the soft palate is lowered, opening the nasal passage. So balik tayo sa sounds natin. Okay. I want you to produce the M sound. Ito, M sound. Mapapansin mo, yung soft palate mo, yung sinasabi ko kanina, bumababa siya. Ewan ko nararamdaman mo Pero kasi no, yung mga linguist, sorry maingay, yung mga linguist, pag inaaral nila yan, may mga ginagamit silang specialized tools para makita nila yung x-ray ng nangyayari sa bunganga nila. But ganun nga yun. If you pronounce the M sound, bumababa yung soft palate mo. But because, we don't have those tools, maniwala na lang kayo sa akin, ganun nga. So, if you're gonna pronounce the M sound, you would notice na it is a bilabial because you're using the two of your lips. But it's not a plosive kasi wala naman explosion. In fact, you can pronounce the M sound without any explosions. Kahit nakasarado yan the whole way, it will pronounce because ang ginagamit natin is the nasal. Hindi kailangan gumana yung lips mo diyan, hindi kailangan gumana yung teeth mo diyan, hindi kailangan gumana yung tongue mo diyan. What you're just going to use is your two lips and then diretso na yan sa nasal mo yan. Proceed pa tayo. Sa alveolar naman, we have the N sound. And we have the sound. Now, you would notice na nagva-vibrate yung ilong mo and yung cheeks mo. The better your nasal cavity is, the more na magva-vibrate yung iyong cheeks and yung iyong nose. Sa pagkanta, if sobrang ganda ng nasal mo, rather resonance mo, mararamdaman mo yan hanggang sa forehead mo. Yes. And ang tawag doon is head voice. O, sa mga singers dyan, di ba, we have chest voice. Basically, chest voice yan yung pag kumakanta ka and ginagamit mo lang yung chest mo. And then, if na pataas mo pa ng onte para ma-reach mo yung mga higher notes, di ba, you're using the head voice. So, mas maganda yung nasal mo, mas madaling paabutin yung head voice. Alright. So, we're now done with nasal. Dali lang naman yan, through the nose. That's why, class, no, pag may sinusitis ka o may rhinitis ka or something, if you have a problem with your nasal cavity, it will definitely affect your way of pronouncing the M, N, and Nye sound. Alright, now we have liquid. A liquid, from the term liquid, what comes to your mind when you hear the word liquid, di ba? It has something to do with translucent, something to do with smooth. Ganon. Now, it's still a consonant because meron siyang obstruction. But compared to other sounds, hindi siya sobrang constricted or obstructed because there is no full blockage and wala namang masyadong turbulence na would constitute to a fricative. Now, the airflow is partially restricted but may flow pa rin siya smoothly. May mga kilala akong linguists that would argue that dapat ang mga liquids would be considered as a vowel. I disagree with them. But they would argue na dapat vowels na rin daw to. So what are the two kinds of liquids? In English, we have the lateral liquid, which is the L sound, and we have the rhotic liquid, which is the R, R. Mapapansin mo, there's no constriction so much, no? Walang masyadong constriction. And hindi rin naman nakasarado yung bunganga mo or naka-full blockage, di ba? Tuloy-tuloy lang. LR. Yan. So, may kita mo yung L and R, L sa alveolar and the R sa post-alveolar. Okay? And then we have the glide. A glide, ano naman yung ibig sabihin ng glide, no? From the word glide, parang slide, di ba? Slide. From one position to another, parang gano'n, no? A glide is produced with very little obstruction of airflow, making it almost sound like a vowel. So this is another debate na naman sa linguistics. May mga tao nagsasabi na let's make it sound like a vowel na lang. However, kasi it functions as a consonant in syllable structure. What do we mean by that? Let's pronounce the hindi siya W huwag mo i-pronounce W Kasi pag pronounce mo W, parang ano na siya, no? Parang ano na yun, ah, parang word na siya, da, bal, you. Oh, magkakaibang syllables na yun yung W. This is pronounced as the we. Parang ganun. Ganun yung sound niya, di ba? We have we. Bago mo i-pronounce yung E, yung muna. Mapapansin mo, there is little obstruction kasi lumalabas pa rin yung air. However, consonant pa rin siya by syllable structure. What do we mean by that? What do we mean by that? Because mag-i-exist to through a syllable. Iko-connect mo siya through a syllable. What do we mean by a syllable? Ang syllable is a combination of a consonant and a vowel. Okay? It's still going to glide. Mag-glide siya. So, dalawa lang naman yan. It's either W or the J sound. So, we have the E. Yan. Tong E. E. Yes. Yan. Yes. Okay? Nag-glide. Pero may little obstruction of airflow lang. Alright, so I hope you understand our discussion about phonetics. If you have any other questions, mag-comment lang po kayo, okay? Our next video is going to be about vowels. Bye for now.